Hey everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, the home of Ultimate Racing League. Now this is our brand new Sunday season, just about to start. This is round one, race one, and we're with the Pro AM2 guys. I'm not even going to try and explain what it all means. We used to have leagues 1 to 6, well, League of Champions. Anyway, I'm not getting into all that. It is Pro AM2. The guys are in the McLaren 650S. 542-ish brake horsepower and a very solid car, actually, very steady, solid car. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. Now, as you can see by the big sign in front of me, we are in Austria at Spielberg at the Red Bull Ring. Now, a little bit more about the track in a minute, but what we're going to do is, well, first of all, I've got a little bit of an announcement to make. We very sadly have got to say goodbye to Eldridge Air Conditioning. Now, they have been our sponsors for the last few seasons, and but they've had to move on to pastures new. So we wish them all the luck in the world and thank them very much for everything they've done for us, as I say, over the past few seasons. However, we do have a new sponsor who has come on board, and it is Prop Up and Go. So welcome to those guys. We're really looking forward to working with you. Again, over the next few seasons, hopefully way into the future. So that is your new sponsor, Prop Up and Go. We will be mentioning them from time to time, so keep an eye out for them. Now then, on to the race. Let's have a look. We are, as I said, at Red Bull, and now we're going to do a grid walk because it is the first race of the season, and why not? Let's get a look at some of the fantastic liveries that the guys have put together. So we're going to go down the grid and we're going to have a look at the liveries, and then we'll get the race underway, shall we? So on pole position then for race one, round one, is Keyboard Captain, and as I say, he's in the McLaren 650S. You can see, well, definitely is Keyboard Captain. You can see it there. In the Rizzler, looking fantastic in the blue and white. Really, well, some great work gone into that one. Just behind him in second is Pete, or Peter, R in brackets, but Pete there in the green Mean Machine. Actually looking really nice. I do like that. It's all green, but looking very good. And there we can see the new sponsorship there, Prop Up and Co. So well done to him. Can't quite work out how to get the camera up. There we go. In third then, we have, who do we have? We have Grahamad Ali, one of Ultimate Racing League's favourites on track. So Grahamad Ali in the orange and green, McLaren sitting there in third. So just behind him in fourth, let's have a look who we've got. We have got Mystic Clegg. Now, I think I've seen Mystic Clegg in a couple of races. Can't think where it was now though, but yeah, very quick guy, as he's proved, for getting himself there on fourth. And looking good as well in the Buzzing Hornets. I'm sure we've seen that livery somewhere before, but looking good nevertheless is Mystic Clegg in fourth. In fifth, we've got Koi Carp. Now, I don't think I've commentated on a race of Koi Carp, so it could be a cherry pop today for Slowpoke Racing Channel with Koi Carp in the Vodafone livery there with a bit of chrome and red. Looking good is Koi Carp. Then in sixth, again, another Ultimate Racing League favourite, Stealth. Welcome back to the grid, Stealth. Been off because of an injury, a leg injury. Got himself all sorted though, and is now back on the grid where we like to see him. So really looking forward to watching Stealth. So he's sitting sixth. Seventh is Nordy. Again, I've watched Nordy a couple of times with some of the other guys doing the commentating, and again, a very quick driver. Some fantastic work gone into that car as well. If you look at the back, look at this. I do like that Nordy. Now, I'm not quite sure of the flag. Is it South African? I'm not sure on that, if somebody can correct me, but I think Nordy is from South Africa, so long way away, but welcome to the track. Aussie Rooster in eighth. Now, I'm sure I've seen that livery before as well, but nevertheless, looking good. A bit of everything in there. Tic Tac and Jordan, a lot in there. So that's Aussie Rooster. Again, another quick guy. Some very quick guys in this league. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a very tough one. Just behind him in ninth is Sideways George. Always like to watch Sideways George. very good at defending his sideways George. So tough guy to get past, and loving the livery. The what's it? Great colour blue. Gotta say, it's a favourite colour of mine, blue. What's that say? Caution may go sideways without warning. Well, there we go. His name's there. Sideways George. Fantastic looking car, and good to see him on the grid. And then in 10th, again, another stalwart of Ultimate Racing League, shall we call him, is Rufus. Rufus has got his own channel now. I'm going to go through that in a minute, so we'll just have a look at the car. Look at the wheels on that. I am absolutely loving that from Rufus. So if you did that, Rufus, well done, mate. Looking really, really cool. So we're going to have a quick run down the grid. And, yeah, this is me sprinting. Look how fast I can go. And a big spin at the end just to get a better look at all the cars on the grid. So that is the lineup for race 1. Now then, I did mention, I'm just going to come out. Oh, I've done it again. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I'm useless at this, aren't I? It's that one I should have pressed, because I want to get back to the normal view. I'm just going to pause it. Now then, I did mention Rufus has got his own channel, as have a few of the guys. We've actually got about 5 or 6 commentators. So if you do want to see what's happening elsewhere in the Ultimate Racing League on our Sunday Championship, I will very quickly run through who is doing what. Now, on the Pro Split 1, so the top guys, they're being covered by Firepower on the Ultimate Racing League YouTube channel, the official Ultimate Racing League YouTube channel. So if you just look for that, you can find it in Firepower, and you can watch what the top guys are up to. Pro Split 2, that's myself. I'll be covering that one along with this league. The Pro AM1, Rufus, who's there on track, he's at URL-Rufus. So go over there and check that one out for the Pro AM1 guys. I'll be covering the Pro AM2s as well. The AM1s, that's covered by Paul. He can be found at URL_Paul_E_72 Racing Channel. And that's Paul covering the AM1 guys. And then the AM2, we have a newbie commentator, so give him all the support you can. It is Mark or Harry Poppins, and he can be found at URL_Harry Poppins -181. So if you go and search those guys out on YouTube, you can see what's happening elsewhere on a Sunday Championship throughout the Ultimate Racing League. So as I say, 6, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, we've got 6 leagues of racing. So that's over 100 drivers on track each Sunday, which is absolutely fantastic. We are going to concentrate on these guys, though, are the Pro AM2s. Now then, we are at Red Bull, as I've mentioned. A great track for some, for others not so great. It's only 2.6 miles long, there's only 10 turns, but it is a very tricky technical track, and it is one big penalty zone. Hopefully these guys won't be picking penalties up, but you never know, we shall see. So let's get this race underway, shall we? Let's hit the button. We have got 3, 4, 5 lights. Oh, a false start from Pete. That is going to cost him. And there we go, that slightly delay. So, disastrous start for Pete. And it looks like somebody at the back as well has not got off to a great start. It's Sideways George. So I'm just going to go back and have a look at this. What? Oh, come on, get the right button. What happened to George then? Did he get a false start as well? It's a long delay, isn't it? Well, he just didn't. Oh, he's probably having some technical issues, but got it going. Unlucky start for Sideways George. That was obviously a bit of a disconnect or something, so he's had to get back on it. So Keyboard Captain then takes us into turn 1 at Niki Lauda curve. And we will do a lap with one of the guys as we go along, so you can see what this track is all about. So this Keyboard Captain Grahamid up into second already from third, so made a place up. So one to Grahamid up into second, then Stealth into third, Koikarp in fourth. As they come into turn 3 at Remasaurus, Koikarp struggles to keep that thing straight, facing the straight, but manages to hold on to it. Stealth in fourth then we've got Mystic Clegg in fifth, with Aussie Rooster in sixth, all a bit bunched up at the minute as they go for these first few turns, as Aussie Rooster and Mystic Clegg go side by side through turn 4. Aussie Rooster having to go all the way around the outside as Mystic Clegg just about holds on to P5. Aussie Rooster though really giving him some pressure. Pete in 7th after that false start of his. He's going to be cursing, isn't he? And trying to get himself back up to the front. Nordy in 8th with Rufus in 9th and Sideways down in 10th. Not the start he wanted, although could be struggling with technical problems. Oh, as he's gone off the track at turn 7. Whoa, dear, this is not the start Sideways wants. He's struggling to get going, so there's obviously some sort of technical issue. We'll leave him to it. He's fighting with his wheel to get it working again. So keyboard captain then takes us across the line to complete lap 1. Muhammad Ali, though, really giving it to him and not letting keyboard captain relax in his soft tyres for this first race. No scheduled pit stops. It is just an out-and-out sprint. So unless the guys really burn through the fuel. Muhammad in 2nd then. These two starting to pull away from Koi Karp's currently sitting in 3rd, but Koi Karp has really got his hands full. He's got Stealth all over the back of him. Mystic Clegg really pushing Stealth along. Pete just behind with a half a second. Now then, I think Mystic Clegg may have had a bit of a bumper kiss with Stealth, which has dropped him down to 7th. That's allowed a few of the guys to go through, so Pete's gone through. Aussie Rooster in 6th now, but Pete is carrying that half a second penalty, so I think Aussie Rooster will take 5th away unless Pete can get by Stealth in 4th. So let's just jump on board with Pete, shall we, as we're coming into turn 6 and we start on down the hill. You can see that Pete's going to have to serve this penalty as soon as we go through turn 8. So a quick look behind us, Aussie Rooster in 6th, Stealth still in 4th, so Pete's not going to get by him, and you can see there's the penalty gate. So brakes on as Pete moves over to the right. As we see Aussie Rooster goes through. Mystic Clegg, he's going to get close but not quite close enough, so Pete, well, he's only lost out on 1 place there, so damage not too bad actually. So he can push now on to the back of Aussie Rooster and try and get that place back. So well bunched up now mid-pack. We've got who we got? We've got Nordy at the back of this as well. He's trying to get involved in this little party we've got going on. So a bit of a 5-car battle actually. Is it 5-car? Yeah, we've got Stealth in 4th, then Aussie Rooster, then Pete, then Mystic Clegg, and then Nordy. Nordy really giving it to Mystic Clegg. Nordy can have a look at the inside as they come through turn 2, up towards turn 3. Nordy's on the inside. Mystic Clegg is going to have to go the long way round if he wants to hold on to this one, and he does. Gets the power down, and a great exit from Mystic Clegg to hold on to P7. Nothing Nordy could do about that. I thought he'd got the move done, but he couldn't match the exit that Mystic Clegg got. So Nordy's still down in 8th. Oh, he's having another look. He's having to go at turn 4. Oh, and they have a bit of a door bashing session. That has pushed Mystic Clegg out onto the stones now. Rufus goes through, although he's carrying half a second. Now then, is Nordy going to wait? Does Nordy feel like he did anything wrong there? Should we go back and have a bit of a look at that one? We'll do the old drone chase cam. I do like to use this one because it shows a bit of everything. It would no problem behind, so everything is concentrating on the front now. If you have a look at this, as we come down towards turn 4, you can see that Nordy makes a late move. The bit of a contact there. It's a tough one. That's not for me to call. I will let the stewards deal with that one if the report goes in. It was, I think Nordy, I don't think it was a dive bomb. I think it was just a bit late on the brakes, which pushed him into the inside there, and he just had a bit of a session with Mystic Clegg. But Nordy, I think Nordy has waited actually. He's done the right thing. He's waited and he's given the place back to Mystic Clegg because they're now carrying on. So Nordy down in 9th, Mystic Clegg in 8th. Rufus is the one that benefited there and moved through into P7, although he's just served a penalty. Oh, come on, cameraman, catch up. Is he going to get overtaken though by Mystic Clegg? And I think he has. Oh, as Nordy gives Rufus a bit of a hurry up kiss there. But Rufus in P8, Mystic Clegg goes through after Rufus served that penalty. I'm dropping my paper all over the place. As usual, if you're listening on a regular basis, you'll know I'm not very organised. I've got paper everywhere. So Mystic Clegg in 7th, Rufus in 8th, doing everything he can to hold on. Oh, as Nordy's gone! Nordy has gone, coming out the exit of turn 1. I think he's pushing too hard, trying to make up that place. Gets on the power, and there it is. The back end just carries on coming round, and it is a big old kiss with barrier for Nordy. That has dropped him down to 9th. Under no danger from Sideways George, who unfortunately has had all sorts of technical issues. He seems to have got the car moving again now. But he is a long way off, and race 1 is pretty much, well, it is over for Sideways George, but hopefully the technical issues are sorted, and he'll be back in race 2 to put up a good fight. So fingers crossed for Sideways George. Out in front though, and back up to the top, we've got Keyboard Captain still ahead of Muhammad Ali. Now a little bit of a gap opening up as Keyboard Captain goes, gets a purple sector in there, but you can see that Muhammad Ali has actually got the fastest lap of 1:30.7. So Keyboard Captain doing everything he can to actually take that fastest lap away from Muhammad. A bit of a gap between the two of them, but not much. And I think Muhammad is still within slipstream range, so that, not that the slipstream is really anything to shout about, it really doesn't come into its own until the end of the straight anyway, but Muhammad can push now to try and get a little bit closer to Keyboard Captain. Long way to go in this race. We are already on lap 5 of 17, so a lot of laps ahead of us, so a lot of battling between these two. Koi Karp sitting in 3rd. He's got Stealth for company. Stealth really having a good sniff around the rear end of Koi Karp's McLaren there. Now then, Koi Karp not really defending. Stealth just decided he's going to go around the outside as they get towards turn 3. Not that he fancied making a move there, but sitting in 4th. A bit of a squirrel going on there for Koi Karp as he tried to get the power down out of turn 3, but managed to hold on to it. So that's Koi Karp in 3rd with Stealth in 4th, Pete in 5th. Coming under attack from Aussie Rooster. Aussie Rooster is going to have to go the long way round, or is he looking for the cut back at turn 4? Couldn't quite get it done. Peter managed to position that car in such a way that there wasn't any room for Aussie. I think Pete knew what Aussie was trying to do and managed to just move his car over a little bit to close the door on Aussie Rooster. So Aussie's just going to have to be just a bit more patient, bide his time, and well, just keep the pressure on Peter. But Peter used to this kind of pressure. It's not really going to bother him that much, I don't think. Mr. Clegg down in 7th after his battles. He's come out now and he's now sitting in 7th. So time to just take a breath and get his head back in the game, as they say, and then he can start to push and get himself back up there in amongst the leaders. But Mr. Clegg at the minute in 7th. Rufus in 8th, followed by Nordy in 9th. Well, he must have had a big off, apart from that spin he had at turn 1. Whether he's had another issue as well, but he's now right off the pace, is Nordy. I think he's certainly got the pace. Let's have a look. Keyboard Captain with the fastest lap of 1:30.2 now. Nordy's last lap was a 1:32.4, so he's about 2 seconds off the fastest lap pace, but still pretty decent race pace though for Nordy. So I think it just may be penalties and coming off the track that's costing him. Sideways George, he's 1:35.1 for his last lap, although he is going quicker now, so hopefully the problems are sorted out for George. We're back up to the top, Keyboard Captain. So what we'll do is we will just follow these guys around as well, the battle's taking place for 5th and 6th at the minute, as Aussie Rooster still piling the pressure on Pete. But what I want to do is I'm going to jump on board with Keyboard Captain, and we're going to do a lap with Keyboard Captain before we get too far into this race. So here we go then, across the start-finish line. Heading towards turn 1 at Nicky Lauda curve. A very fast right-hander, though you do have to be careful you don't drift too far to the left, otherwise you're going to pick up a penalty. But very neatly done by Keyboard Captain there. Got on the power nice and early. Then we start the climb. Quite a long uphill climb, this one, through turn 2 towards turn 3 at Remus. This is a very tight right-hander going through the gears, and you've got to get out without the back end coming round, and very neatly done again from Keyboard Captain. Came out in first, straight up into second. Quick look behind us, Grahamid is there in the distance. And now we start the descent then towards turn 4 at Schlossgold. Staying as far left as you can to open this right-hander up. Back on the power early as you can, using as much of the track as possible. Through turn 5, just a little bit of a sweeping right-hander. Then into turn 6, hard onto the brakes to get this left-hander. And we're going downhill now towards turn 7, another left-hander. getting over to the left, back on the power again, using the curves on the right to exit. Through the penalty zone and down towards turn 9, still going downhill then. We're at turn 9 at Rint, another right-hander, first of the two right-handers here, which are big penalty zones, into turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile, and then we are looking at the start-finish straight again there. So that was a lap with keyboard captain, so thank you to him for taking us round. I should jump out of there. Grahamid still in second, so these two really have opened up a gap unless the rest of the pack behind, so looking comfortable for both of them at the minute. Grahamid is just going to keep on pushing. Keyboard captain, let's have a look. He's in the, his last lap was a 1:31.0. Grahamid was a 1:31.1, so Grahamid not far off the pace really of keyboard captain, so he's going to be pushing. Oh, and keyboard has picked up half a second. That'll put a smile on Grahamid's face. He just needs to push now, get a little bit closer. If it stays the distance they are now, I don't think he's quite close enough to take P1 away from keyboard, but he's definitely going to get him a little bit closer. Pete sitting in third in the all green mean machine. He's got Corey Karp just behind him in fourth. Then we've got this quite a group of cars actually. We have got Corey Karp in fourth, Stealth in fifth, although coming under attack from Aussie Rooster. Great move from Aussie Rooster there. Couldn't quite pull it off as Stealth holds on to fifth, but Aussie Rooster had a proper good look up the inside, didn't he, as they went in through turn 4. Through turn 5 into turn 6 now. Down the hill, Aussie Rooster in 6 with Mystic Clegg all over the back of him. We'll jump on board with Mystic Clegg. Currently sitting in 7th. So under the driver can see where he's going when they turn that wheel. His hand comes right across the screen, doesn't it? You'll probably see it in this turn. Let's have a look. And there we go. You can't see a thing. So anybody doing VR, if that's the view you get, wow, it's off to you. That's all you see. So good exit there from, well, all of the guys actually. Mystic Clegg into the slipstream. Quick look behind, nothing behind us at all. So concentration fully on the cars in front. Down into second, power down as early as they possibly can. Staying in the slipstream. It's quite a train we've got going on here. If we have a look, in fact, we'll go up and look behind us. So we're on board with Koi Kart. Well, not on board. We're looking behind us at Koi Kart as we come up towards Remus at turn 3. Aussie Rooster having another look at the inside, and I think this time he's pulled it off. He's managed to get in front of Stealth, but Stealth lost out to Mystic Clegg as well. Mystic Clegg decided to follow Aussie Rooster through at turn 3. So Aussie moves up into 5th, Mystic Clegg into 6th, and Stealth pushed down into 7th, but he's fighting back as they go through turn 4 at Slosh Gold. Lost where I was then. So Stealth now down into 7th and playing catch up to Mystic Clegg and Aussie Rooster. Aussie Rooster, his next target on the list is going to be Koi Karp. There is about 2-3 car lengths gap between himself and Koi at the minute, but Aussie is going to keep on pushing. Mystic Clegg has definitely got himself sorted out now, got his head in the right place after his mistakes earlier on, and he's now pushing Aussie Rooster. Keyboard Captain, Grahamid and Pete still make up the top 3. Grahamid and Keyboard Captain way out in front of everybody else. We are on lap 9 of 17, just about to start lap 10. There we go, across the start finish line. And this is where the fight is. As Stealth is now, oh, I thought he was going to have a look at the inside at turn 1, but no, just backed out last minute. So Mystic Clegg still holding on to P6 with Aussie Rooster just in front of him and Stealth just behind him. Let's have a look at Rufus, shall we, in 8. As long as the guys in front of him carry on battling, this should give Rufus a chance to catch up. You can't quite see them, can he, at the minute? They're just going around turn 3 as Rufus goes through turns 2. But he'll want them to carry on battling away to give him a chance to catch up. Nordy down in 9th, same again with him. He'll want the guys ahead to be battling so that he can catch up. Just needs to use this as a bit of a practice, I think. He's certainly got the pace, a 1:31.4 for Nordy on his last lap, lap 9. So the pace is definitely there for him. As I say, it was just those mistakes that has cost him and put him all the way at the back, and then poor old Sideways, who had that issue, technical issue, although he is catching up. You can just about see Nordy in front of him. So Sideways just damage limitation now to see whether he can get ahead of any of the guys in front. back up to the top, and well, Grahamid really has put in some work, hasn't he? And got himself right on the back end of Keyboard Captain again, and he is having a good old sniff around the rear end. Not quite close enough, I don't think, to make a move, but certainly close enough to put the pressure on Keyboard Captain. So Grahamid doing everything he can to force a mistake out of Keyboard Captain as they go through turn 3, both through there safely. Pete in third, all on his lonesome at the minute is Pete, which I'm sure he'll be quite happy with, holding on to P3. He's got a glass of champagne waiting for him if he can hold on to it. Then we've got Koikop in fourth. Had a good race, hasn't he, Koikop? Not well. He has been under a little bit of pressure early on, but he just to soak it up. Just got about his business and let the guys behind him battle away. Now then, talking about the guys behind, Aussie Rooster has somehow managed to pick up a half a second penalty, which will put a massive smile on the face of Mystic Clegg. Mystic Clegg, he's going to try and get by him as early as he can, but he just needs to let Aussie Rooster serve his penalty, and P5 is there for the taking. Now Stealth could benefit from Aussie Rooster's penalty. Let's have a look. Mystic Clegg goes through. Is Stealth close enough? No, he's not. So Stealth is not quite close enough to capitalise on that, although he has put him right on the rear end of Aussie Rooster now. So Stealth having a good look in the boot of Aussie Rooster's McLaren as they go across the start-finish line. So Stealth into the slipstream. Is he going to have a look? Yeah, he's pulled to the inside. Maybe a bit too early. And lost the slipstream. So Aussie Rooster holding on to P6. Stealth in P7. Now this is Stealth's first race back after quite an absence actually, because of a leg injury, so we're not quite sure how that leg's holding up. I hope it's okay. He said he was fully fit, but after a long race, especially when it's a competitive one like this, he may get a few aches and pains in there, but we shall see. Hopefully it's not going to cause him too many problems and he will stay on track. So this is where the battle really is. Then it is between these three. Rufus is always picked for 1 second. As I said at the beginning, this track really does like to hand out penalties, and Rufus unfortunately is finding himself on the receiving end of them. Currently down in 8th. Nordy, now then, is Nordy close enough? I'm not quite sure he is close enough to Rufus to capitalise on a Rufus's penalty. And then Sideways George is he's definitely not. Now then, the problem Sideways is going to have. Oh no! I think Sideways has been. Yeah, Sideways has been lapped, unfortunately, because Sideways is in 10th. Rufus is just behind him in 8th. That's what was confusing me there. So yeah, Sideways got lapped, but that was because of technical issues at the very start. So Rufus serves his penalty. Nordy not close enough. So back up to the top then, and Keyboard Captain still out in front as they started lap 13. We're just going through turn 3 now with Grahamid still chasing him down. So Keyboard Captain not getting any kind of breather at all as Grahamid. I think Grahamid is a lot closer actually. He got a brilliant exit out of turn 3. So Grahamid is now right on the back of Keyboard Captain, and seriously thinking about making his move now is Grahamid. With 4 laps to go, well 3.5 to go, including this one. So Keyboard Captain got some defending to do now. If he wants to hold on to that P1, there will definitely be a glass of champagne for both of them, but it really does depend on who's going to get the bigger glass. At the minute it is going to be Keyboard Captain, but Grahamid really is pushing hard. So let's go on forward, shall we, with Grahamid and see it from his point of view. If we look behind us, well, nothing, so no danger at all. Grahamid's concentration fully fixed on the back end of Keyboard Captain's McLaren. Great exit from Grahamid. I thought Keyboard Captain did take a bit too much curve there, but it didn't unsettle him too much. You can see Keyboard sort of swaying a little bit to try and break that slipstream, but Grahamid having none of that, staying very close to him. From turn 1 then, a bit of a wiggle on the wheel as Grahamid wrestles that McLaren around turn 1. But again, a good exit, good speed, and now the slipstream is starting to kick in as they come up the hill towards turn 3. Keyboard Captain making it very clear which line he's going to take. Now then, is Grahamid going to go for the old switcheroo? Oh, he couldn't quite get the power down, could he? As keyboard captain matched him there, holding on to that inside line, but fantastic racing between these two. As we start on down the hill towards turn 4, we're just going to stay with them just a little bit longer into turn 4 then. This is where mistakes can start to creep in now. Towards the end of the race, it's you've been concentrating for the last 20 minutes, and yeah, mistakes can start to creep in. I always find it's easier to do the chasing than be chased, as you've got somebody to follow, but the problem is if he goes off track, you tend to follow him off track as well. Sky looking a little bit grey, so race 2 coming up very shortly. We've been promised rain for race 2, and as you can see, it is getting a little bit grey out there, so when the guys have come back after their lunch back into the cars, well, who knows, it could be a wet track. Pete's still in third, all on his lonesome. He thinks everybody else has gone home and just left him to do a few laps by himself, but I'm sure he won't mind. Still going to get himself on the podium. Koika still in 4th. Good steady race from Coy to hold on to 4th, although he's got Mystic Clegg now chasing him down. Mystic Clegg was up there, wasn't he, fighting a few mistakes, pushed him down the order, but he's managed to get himself back up into 5th and having a good sniff of the rear end of Coy's car. So let's have a look. Lap 15, 2 2/3 of a lap to go. Can Mystic Clegg just gain one more place? I think he's too far back to get himself on the podium unless Pete makes a monumental mistake. But Mystic Clegg really seriously looking at making another spot up and getting into P4. You can see he's pushing Koikart as they go down towards Sosgold at turn 4, and Koikart, well, very deep into that turn, and that has really allowed Mystic Clegg through. The pressure there was just too much. Koikart, I thought he was soaking it up well. Sorry, just hitting the microphone there. But went very deep into turn 4, and Mystic Clegg just says thank you very much and gives Coy a wave as he goes through. So Mystic Clegg up to P4 then, Coy into 5th, but he's got another 2 laps to fight back, and if he wants that P4 back, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Aussie Rooster in 6th, just ahead of Stealth. These two have had a fantastic battle throughout this race, so it just shows you do not need to be at the pointy end to have a brilliant race. You well, mid-pack, you can be at the back, as these guys are showing in the middle of this pack in 6th and 7th. So Stealth looking to put Aussie under a bit of pressure, try and force a mistake from him as we go into turn 1 to start lap 16. Rufus in 8th, all on his lonesome. Well, I say all on his lonesome, Nordy's not that far away, so Rufus will be conscious of that. He'll be looking in his mirror, he'll know that Nordy's not too far away. So let's have a look at the lap time, shall we? Fastest lap so far belongs to Grahamid Ali, a 129.6. Great lap, that. So 129.6 is the fastest lap. Rufus' last lap was a 131.8. So about 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds off of the pace of Grahamid's fastest lap, but that is still pretty quick going from Rufus. Let's just have a look at Nordy. So 131.8 for Rufus. Nordy a 131.3, so 5/10 quicker on the last lap was Nordy. So he is reining Rufus in, albeit very slowly. And then poor old Sideways has had all sorts of issues. Got a half-second penalty as well now, just to rub salt in the wound, as they say. But Sideways will just be looking at this one as a bit of a practice run, ready for race 2. Reverse grid in race 2, so if it stays like this, then Sideways will start on pole position. Oh, we've had a change of lead. We're going to have to go back. Quite a long way, actually. Apologies, we missed that one. But anyway, Grahamid was in 2nd. Around turn 1, so we're just starting lap 16 then, so it was a good exit from turn 1 for Grahamid as they go up the hill through turn 2 then, still climbing. Keyboard captain and Grahamid. Well, Grahamid goes to the inside, and wow, what a great move that was to get that car slowed down just enough, and Grahamid now moves through into P1 with 1.5 laps to go. Keyboard Captain is fighting back though as they come down the hill towards turn 4. Grahamid just with his nose in front, but Keyboard Captain is on the inside. Grahamid going the long way round, just holding on to it by about a bumper. And Grahamid now on the inside as they come round towards turn 6. I'm losing where I am. It is turn 6. And it is Grahamid still out in front. Keyboard Captain trying to get himself on the inside into turn 7. Keyboard Captain temporarily gets P1 back, but Grahamid goes all the way around the outside, holds on to it through turn 8. Fantastic racing between these two. I was going to skip forward to where we should be, but I'm going to stick with these. Grahamid then holding it so through turn 9, down the hill towards turn 10 and the final turn as they're going to cross the line to start the final lap. It is Grahamid Ali in pole position. Yes, he's leading this race with Keyboard Captain just behind him. We are going to stay with these guys because it looks like this lead is chopping and changing. Keyboard Captain is going to push and push and push. He's led for most of the race with Grahamid just behind him. What a fantastic move that was at turn 3. But now Grahamid has got a bit of defending to do. Let's Keyboard Captain know very early on that he is going to stick to that inside line. So Keyboard Captain has just decided, well, okay, fair enough. I'm going to go around the outside and gets into turn 3 first. They are side by side. Who can get the power down first? It is Keyboard Captain. And he gets away from Grahamid Ali, and Keyboard Captain retakes the lead. Fantastic racing from these guys. No contact whatsoever. Grahamid now down into second again through turn 4. This is brilliant stuff. Keyboard Captain just about holding on to it. We are going to go down the grid and have another look and see where everybody else is. Let's see what's happening. No more battles anywhere else, I don't think, so we'll stick with these two. So Keyboard Captain, the fuel light is flashing. So these two really have been not sparing the horses. They've been giving it something. I think that may be it now. A mistake is the only thing I think that is going to let Grahamid through. Keyboard Captain, what a fight. What a great battle that Grahamid Ali threw towards Keyboard Captain as they go through the final couple of turns. It is going to be Keyboard Captain that takes the win, and a big sigh of relief from him, I'm sure. Grahamid Ali in second. What brilliant racing from those two. Pete, well, nice and steady for Pete. He'll accept that one. P3 for him. Mystic Clegg had to fight hard for P4, but got there eventually with Coif Park coming in 5th. Aussie Rooster just ahead of Stealth in 6th. Stealth in 7th. Rufus will come in 8th with Nordy just behind him in 9th, and poor old Sideways George into... Oh, and we finished there before we could even get to the end of the race. So that was race 1 for the Pro AM2 guys. I'm going to take a quick break, go and get myself a drink. I suggest you do the same. Come back, get yourself settled in, ready for race 2, because it looks like it's going to be an absolute banger. Thank you for watching. I shall catch you all very